I would say communication is a challenge rather than a problem. And the challenge comes from the different communities that are coming together and talking. And at that point, I think it's very important that people step back from their specialized knowledge and don't assume that the other community knows what you're talking about. And, you know, a very good example of that was the ENAs. First of all, you have to, as a non-specialist, you have to decode the acronym. It turns out it means Essential Nutrition Actions, ENAs. But even after I've decoded the acronym, I'm really not much further forward because I don't know what those actions are unless I'm a specialist within the nutrition community. So I think it's very important that as these two communities come together, they do reflect carefully on the kind of language they're using and don't assume that other people will necessarily know what they're talking about. Well, a lot depends on the public interest in science. And somehow, you know, there's a certain type of communicator, a certain type of reporter even, who will say to a bunch of scientists, don't bother me with the science. I don't want to know about the science. That seems to me to be an absolutely seminal mistake. Actually, the business of those guys is science. And there is a reason why governments and others invest in science. Because science can have big impacts in the way we live and in our ability to enjoy our lives. So it's very important, and I think the job of the science communicator, the job of the journalist as well, is to understand, to step into the scientist world and understand why what they talk about matters to them, why they have strong feelings about it. They often aren't very good at putting those feelings across, but they're often very passionate people behind the mask of scientific objectivity. And you really have to step into their world, understand it, before you start writing about it, and help to translate that into things that ordinary people can understand. And if you do that and do it well, we will gradually educate the public in why science matters.